The first theme of the discussion was people's lives, entertainment, and services that have changed due to the corona disaster. Mr. Sasaki said that due to the impact of the corona crisis, there has been a decrease in chatting both at work and in private, and for example, at meetings, people only talk about the agenda, and casual conversations such as this happened recently have disappeared. Ricefield. As a result, he feels that it has become difficult to know the unexpected side of the person. Privately, he finds it interesting that his activities have moved from offline to online. Mr. Sasaki gave examples of gameplay using voice chat, the rise of voice SNS, and the fact that they are becoming a community. Mr. Driancourt said that he sympathized with Mr. Sasaki, and that he was worried because he could not know the health status of the members because he could not chat. However, in terms of work, Genvid was originally promoting international remotization, so it was said that there was almost no impact. He also indicated that the number of users of streaming services has been increasing in recent years, saying, "There has been a trend of going online for some time, but I think it hastened due to the influence of the corona disaster." Arrow pointed to the popularization of remote work and online meetings, as well as the spread of home delivery services, saying, "Going online and doing things at home have permeated the world." He says. However, as for the online drinking party, although it was fun at first, it gradually became like a presentation and it became difficult. As for the reason, Mr. Arrow cites the absence of people around us, such as the owner and proprietress of an izakaya, and added, "In online meetings, we can share time and topics, but we can't share space and experiences. I think it will be one of the points of the metaverse," he said. The next theme is about the trend of change in entertainment. Mr. Sasaki pointed out that the number of people playing games has increased due to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic, and that 20% of people in their 20s to 40s who had not played games before began to enjoy games. It also showed that 50% of those who originally played the game now play more. Sasaki says that as more people enjoy games in this way, there will be a need for a variety of ways to enjoy them that are different from simply immersing themselves in gameplay. For example, he expressed the view that there will be more ways to entertain people who are familiar with short content on SNS. Mr. Driancourt said that entertainment has changed since the old days due to the emergence of new technologies and the spread of infrastructure, and that games have changed from arcade games to consumer games, mobile, and cloud. In addition, cross-platform development has made it possible to connect with anyone anywhere, so I agree with Mr. Sasaki that games are also required to have SNS elements. He also said that motivation has changed, and that while gamers want a sense of immersion, those who want social media elements want to have fun with friends and acquaintances in the virtual space of the game. Driancourt then went on to expand on his theory of changing player positions as an important point. Originally, if there were 100 players, each of the 100 players would be the main character or god. There will be a paradigm shift in how much influence the world will have, rather than how much it will become. The third theme is UGC, user-generated contents. Driancourt said UGC will become indispensable as more diverse experiences and ways of playing are required, especially for creators and others who want to make their presence felt. Also, in terms of sustainability, some people think that it is worth investing energy if the things they create remain in the virtual space. The fourth theme is influence of entertainment and services in the near future on people and how to interact with them. Regarding the AI Rina developed by Rina, based on the communication style and values that can be accepted by various people, Mr. Sasaki says, "I'm a high school student, because I'm a high school girl. I explained that I set the character so that I could get it. If UGC becomes more prominent in the future, it will aim to create AI characters that are close to the values of each person." He said that AI characters and game worlds that they created themselves, rather than things that were given to them, would give them a strong sense of immersion. Specifically, in the future, rather than being immersed in a single AI character, we will provide a service that uses that character as a hub to expand the world. An example was connecting users to another community. Mr. Driancourt cites the generalization of interactivity, and said that entertainment, which has not been interactive so far, is required to be interactive. For example, children who are accustomed to the touch operation of smartphones from birth will try to touch the screen to scroll or interact with characters even when watching ordinary TV. Future entertainment and services will need to be designed to accommodate such people. He also said that UGC will be important as a mechanism for economically creating the necessary variations while responding to the needs of various people. Regarding the theme of increasing user engagement, Mr. Arrow explained that the AI characters provided by Digital Human are particular about their appearance. For example, facial expressions are automatically generated by AI, but they are devised so that similar expressions and movements do not loop, and they sometimes look away to make them look natural. Also, using a web camera, it is possible to reflect the appearance of the user who is interacting with the eyes of the AI character, further enhancing the feeling of having a conversation. Driancourt also said that increasing engagement is a high priority for her research. GenBid considers the target in two layers, community and individual user, and raises the level of sophistication through trial and error, such as using the knowledge obtained in one title in the next title. It says. In addition, he explained that engagement is higher in the bidding format, in which the more points are invested, the stronger the influence is, than in the voting format, in which the larger the parameter, the weaker the influence of the individual. As for the current virtual space lacks the enthusiasm and bustle of people, Mr. Sasaki pointed out that even if you enter the metaverse, you may not know what to do if there are no events. Then, as an example of how to enjoy the metaverse, he cites events where idols perform, and says that not only can you enjoy watching the idols themselves, but you can also enjoy watching the excited audience. In that respect, the stores and tourist spots inside the metaverse are the same, and if there are people who sell products, people who look at the products, people who provide tourist information, people who live there, etc., that alone will create vitality. However, it is currently difficult to keep filling stores and tourist spots with users. That's where AI characters come into play. Mr. Sasaki's proposal is to liven things up by placing NPC AI characters at cash registers and storefronts. On the other hand, there is also an opinion that uncanny valley will occur when AI characters are brought closer to reality. The uncanny valley is a phenomenon in which the closer the appearance of a character drawn in CG becomes to reality, the more it turns into disgust at some stage. But according to Arrow, the appearance of those characters no longer feels eerie. Newly created Digital Human AI characters look nicer and move more smoothly, but he says, characters created by creators of a certain level have surpassed the uncanny valley. Arrow doesn't think it's creepy if the character's appearance and movements are real, even if he knows that other people are bots in the virtual world. He pointed out that if you add it to it, you can create an eerie feeling. Just as a real person can express disgust by changing his eye color to green, it is said that humans feel eerie when things go beyond their imagination. In addition, Arrow says that the character's eeriness is also in the dialogue. Some people may have felt uncomfortable with the slow response or unintended response when talking to AI, but if this is a smart speaker, it will be that kind of thing. Because it is a realistic AI character, it feels eerie. Driancourt also says that in seeking interactivity, one must consider not only the AI character's appearance, but the overall spookiness. He pointed out that the uncanny valley was a concept proposed in the 1970s, but a long time has passed since then, and the viewer's literacy towards CG has also changed. Next, the topic shifted to the importance of diversity and bias control when virtual spaces such as the metaverse are recognized as entertainment spaces where people from all over the world gather. According to Driancourt, GenVid is an international company by nature, and has a strong emphasis on diversity across the company. Since the titles provided are also distributed to the whole world, it is said that consideration should be given to diversity. Genvid focuses on not only playing and enjoying games, but also watching and enjoying them, but Driancourt says people spend just as much time playing games themselves as they do watching others play. It is said that the company's interactive content is said to have become even more interesting by combining the most attractive parts of video and games and letting the user intervene. At the end of the discussion progressed on the theme of how the thought process is designed when making an AI character act like a human. According to Mr. Sasaki, Rina breaks free conversation into 4 patterns, and 3 of them were introduced. The first is a task, instruction, such as get the wet towel over there. The second is a technique to liven up the conversation, such as isn't that great. This is a technology proposed as an output of knowledge learned by AI. According to Mr. Sasaki, Rina initially focused on the second technique, which is to liven up conversations, but as technology progressed, it gradually became possible to combine 3 patterns and become able to have natural conversations. From now on, she will match the behavioral principles of the characters to the 3 patterns of free conversation introduced, and characterize each character. Mr. Arao also said that he would like to raise the communication level of digital human AI characters from level 2, where they can answer 1 question at a time, to level 3, where they can continuously and freely answer questions. At the end of the discussion, 3 panelists commented on the future of AI characters. Mr. Arao reiterated that he would like to raise the level not only of the appearance of AI characters, but also of communication, and expressed his enthusiasm to cultivate technology that can handle not only one-to-one but also one-to-many communication. Mr. Driancourt mentioned the need for AI characters capable of improvisational and appropriate dialogue, and the need for a mechanism that allows for dramatic interactions between AI-powered NPCs. Mr. Sasaki then introduces content that allows users to enjoy watching interactions between AIs, and research into the wavelength of speech during communication. Each of the speakers this time said they would like to further evolve AI characters through cooperation between the companies they belong to.